Come along with me as I travel for the next 7 days throughout western Montana, filming at 6 different locations. My name is Scott Smoker and I'm a DP, cinematographer, editor. I do a lot of different things. I have my own video production business under the name Smoke Signal Studio. For this particular project, I'm filming with the Montana Department of Agriculture, and we're highlighting 11 different farms throughout the state of Montana that grow specialty crops. So for this project, it's broken down into, we're visiting 6 farms. The first week in western Montana, we're taking a week off, and then another week we are doing 5 farms in eastern Montana. The first stop along the way was in Bozeman. I'll be filming at 2 locations here, and the day 1 call time wasn't until 2 p.m. So I had a little time to kill. I thought I'd check out the local camera shop here in Bozeman. I believe this might be the only legit camera shop that we have in Montana. They had a nice selection of gear. They had all kinds of lenses. I was particularly interested obviously in the Sony stuff there. You know, Bozeman is just north of Yellowstone National Park, so you get a lot of tourists and outdoorsy types of people that, you know, bring in their cameras, I guess, that they can sustain a business like this. So it was nice to go in and check it out. The people there were friendly. They let me test out a couple of lenses on my FX6. I was particularly interested in the 35 G Master 1.4 and the 85 G Master, and they let me test them out on my FX6, which was cool. I also needed to pick up some variable NDs for my Air 2S. This is what I got used. I think I'm gonna buy all my lenses used. This is the second or third lens that I bought used, and my reasoning behind it is, you know, after the first couple of uses of buying a new lens, it's technically used anyways. And I tend to take pretty good care of my lenses, and you know, these ones look to be in pretty good shape. You know, the wear and tear on this is the same as if I bought it when it first came out for full price. So my thinking is, you know, all of the lenses that I have in my bag are used, even the ones that I bought new. So I might as well save, you know, a couple $100. I was able to trade in an older camera, my A6400 that I've had for almost 5 years now. Traded that in, was able to pick this up, and I got a set of polarizers, 2-pack. Oh no. All right. I had to go back in and exchange it. I accidentally grabbed the wrong one. There were 2 sitting side by side right next to each other, but what I needed was the polarizer to cut through some of the haze in the sky. It's kind of hazy right now. Doesn't look too good. Hopefully I could cut through some of that with the polarizer. I know I've done it before on a different drone that I had. The polarizer usually does a good job at that. Yeah, so that's what I picked up, the Sony 35 G Master 1.4, and then the polarizers for the drone. So the first farm that we visited in Bozeman was it was kind of like a bed and breakfast type of place. Maybe not bed and breakfast, it was like a resort, like a glamping almost like type of resort. And the first thing I do when I get to the location, I got there a little early, is I like to get the drone up and, you know, get some of the aerial shots out of the way. You know, here's some of the footage of the property that we shot. I like to, you know, obviously use the drone shots for establishing shots at the beginning of a video, kind of, you know, show you where you're at. Obviously Bozeman is a beautiful place with the mountains, so generally I probably, like, it was 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. so the sun was very harsh. That's why I picked up the circular polarizers for the drone. You know, it cuts out a little bit of the haze that you can see in the sky. This was like right in the middle of summer, so there were a lot of wildfires, so I was hoping maybe the circular polarizers, because I know it can cut reflection and stuff, so I was wondering maybe it could cut out some of the smoke or the haze in the sky. I know it makes the sky look really blue, which I like, so that's why I picked those up. And on this first job, I didn't do that great of a job getting like behind the scenes for the interview stuff. So this is how I set up the first interview. We did it outside, as you can see. That's an actual restaurant there. And so I thought we could have that in the background. I have my light set up. It's an Amaran 100D. And then the camera setup I'm going with, I have the FX6 with the 35G Master that I just bought, the main shot. And then for a secondary angle, I have the FX30 with a 50 mil 1.8, but since it's a crop sensor, it's more like a 75 mil, which is nice. A 35 and a 75, I think it's a pretty nice combo for interviews. And then you see there, kind of in the back, I have my boom mic set up over top, and then I had him the subject labbed as well.
With everything else in Montana at the same time, but there's a few places.
With a project like this, we have to rely, because we're only there for one day, and a lot of these farms, their operations, they're doing work all year, and unfortunately we can't capture everything because we're only there for a day. So we have to rely heavily on media that they might have, pictures, other videos that we could put into the video that we're creating, because that's the thing that I worry about, because we're only there for a day. There's only so much that we could record. Like in my mind, I'm like, am I gonna have enough B-roll for 3 minutes even? I think I will. But if there's certain things that they touch on in their interview that the client wants to be included, am I gonna have enough B-roll for that? So I'm gonna have to rely on the pictures and videos that they send as well too, for things that we couldn't capture, parts of the season that we just couldn't get to. Alright, day 2 in Bozeman. On this day we shot at a local hops farm, which was cool. Think about all these because I'm not a farmer. I don't know much about farming in general, or even the specialty crops. This is really focused on specialty crops, which is anything other than like wheat, barley, cattle. They want to highlight the lesser known things that are grown in Montana. And so this one is hops. I learned a lot. This is me packing up my stuff. I had to check out of the hotel that day. One of my next purchases I want to get is a film cart, because I'm tired of using the hotel ones. I'd rather have my own. Plus I could use it on site too. But here we are. We're just outside of Bozeman. We're at this hop farm. We shot a little bit of B-roll out in the field first. I think we tried to do the interview out in the field, but the sun, I just didn't like the way it looked. He said we could go into his garage. So this particular hop grower, not only does he grow the hops, he harvests them, but he also processes them and turns them into pellets as well. He has a machine there that he bought. He had it imported from Germany. He said it didn't come with the manual. He had to figure it out on his own. I think he said he was a mechanical engineer at Bozeman at MSU, so that probably helped him out a little. And so we went back to his garage here, and we set up same setup that I use for I'm pretty sure all 11 projects. Was I got my light, I got I used the FX6. In each place it took me about 45 minutes to set up for the interview. So we'd often be out shooting B-roll, then we'd go find another location to do the sit down interview. Take me about 45 minutes to set up. And same thing, my secondary camera was the FX30 with the 50 mil. And ooh, look at that posture, man. It's just like, that's textbook right there. Like, you're not gonna have back problems at all if you stand like that. Like that's the stuff that they don't teach you in film school. Like, you either got it or you don't. That's kind of what it looked like. I left a little room again to crop, and then the secondary camera looked good. So yeah, that was it. Those are the first two that we had in Bozeman. I think I'll cut the video here. In the next one, you'll see I went to a cherry and berry farm, and also like a local CSA where they grew everything, man. They had a big operation. So we'll take a look at those ones in the next video. If you made it this far, I thank you for tuning in and watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.